Oh my God. Oh. You see, if I had someone here, I can start with them, they can write it down. I have to remember all the time. It blocks me and it hurts. Because I can't go forward and find and do and dig and work and work and work and work. The energy of the light. She speaks. She must go on and never stop, for when she stops, her light goes out. The memory thought is gone. There's no more room in your head to go forward. 987 plus 789 equals 1776. 28 days in February, the only way to get it is 7 by 4 is 28. 74 by 24 hours is 1776. The end of the baseball game is in the 7th inning. That's why they say once they make it to the 5th, the bottom of the 5th, if the home team is winning, the game is over. Why? 5 innings over 4. 5-4 is the whole game. The bottom of the 5th plus the 4th is just like the 8.5 innings. The last 3 and 2 parts of innings that end the game is the 5. It's the electronics. It just comes one before the reading railroad, because you can't read until you get hooked on phonics with number 4, 10% or $200. Burnt a hole in it from my light. Then I burnt a hole in my jeans. And then I burnt a hole here. You see? Nothing's holding 0 up. It's dug out of this piece of ice. This piece of ice you see here. There's the 0. When you see me, that's when you see the sun. You understand? When you come into the world. Do you want to see the Quebec flag? Looks pretty much like a satellite, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4 corners, and then the line here, and then the line here, the Quebec flag. Most of the flags that I have noticed have something to do with the satellite outlook, whether it's a satellite or whether it's a spaceship. It always has to do, always obviously, with something, and I forget that I lost my place. How is everybody today? What, should I just push you into it? I'm just going to turn a page in my book and take a peek. And then I'm going to go high wire it, because I already know it. The only thing that comes into more tact now, if we want to get down to technicalities, where all we start off is with a few numbers. What I wanted to show you, I wanted to talk about the church. Okay, 888-666, the marijuana leaf. I want to talk about maybe the flag and we the people. The impact of the chartiers, the tears, the tears, to rip it apart, the partake tears. Not the tears, it's the T, it's a transformer of R's, ARS, 38, the pig. SNS. It also means ARS as to 1666. 1 is the 1,000 of 666 in control. No more 5-6. You need 5-6 on that dice. You need to be 11. You come into birth at 9 into Connecticut and you jump over the corner of visiting jail, you are at 11. Now I'm trying to look for why I really got on here, what was really in my mind. I was looking at this. The impact of tears, the impact of years, the impact of the charter. Char-ters. Impact charters. Now where would I get 666? Right here. ARS. What the S says is I am 19. I am spirit and soul is 3 19s 57. 2 19s 38. But I am the plural of R. So it's R and R and R. You see over here? It says 1 R's. 1 R's. R's means mine, and his or hers, meaning 2. So you have 2 R's, 2, 6. And then this S says it backwards, with me, You are now 2 R's, 2, 6. 18th letter of the 8 heaven. You pluralized it. You're more than one. You're in this world. You pluralized it. Four corners, 8. Wait a second, we got a problem. Because we got 4 corners, 4 corners, 4 corners, 4 corners. We got 16, we got 20, we got 24, we have 24 hours in the day. Total dice is 21, add up 1 to 6, 21. The letter U of boo-hoo of who you are doesn't go anywhere until it gets to the O of the water, which O is in French. O is the letter of the circle. So all they have to do is put this in the water. But if they put this in the water and it gets to the hole to get through, an O and an O and an O, not good. It might hit the top rim, it might hit the bottom rim, and then jump out of the basket. So you have to make some sort of spiral, because it comes down the water, right? So there's got to be an empty space. If there's no empty space, how does it breathe? So they have to only put the water 3/4 full. Don't you remember? 2, 4, 6, 8. Not 2, not 8. 4, 6 is between 8 and 4. So that's the one we'll use in the doubled up world. Go as far as you can go up. Take away the tops and take away the bottoms. Find the centers. Work from where you need to work. But once you get to the center, if it's 100, you're going to have 49 on the left and 49 on the right. You're going to automatically be number 2 from being number 1. Isn't that terrible? Because you own the left and you own the right. So the one of you owns 2. So now you're 3. You're 3 and 2 because you are the director of the left and the right. Let's see what else I have over here. Here's a D with a C. Remember AC/DC? But if I put a complete line here, okay, which is the reason this is the magnetic, it moves. This is a pull, it turns. This is the interior suction, that's over here. I don't know exactly how it works. This letter is the D, or the double B, or the bumblebee. She's got 2 tits and 2 tits. She's got to have 4. She's the cow. It's an expression of some sort of connection. Now, I'm not sure where I've been going with this, but we the people, okay, what does it mean in independence? We the people. Now, first of all, I'm going to show you something about the M as first in we. Okay, the M is, this is the way the M is made. Okay, and these are the letters that they are. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my A, B, C. Why do not play with me? Do not. So now what I did is I sang out the sentence, and why? FED, 4, 5, and 6. What do I mean by 4, 5, and 6? Roman numerals, baby. Roman numerals, baby. This is 10. Four and 6, 10. Okay? See, that's 10, but it's 11. How is 4 and 6, 10, now 11? I'm going to show you. Where's my little piece of paper? I think I left it in the bathroom. Go over to the bathroom and get it. See, I have to involve you. This is what I'm doing. I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it now. Right now. We're doing it now. We're together. Although you're not here right now, I show you exactly how I do it. And I'm trying to remember what I went to go and get and show you, but it's not here. Oh, maybe it's over here. No, it's not there. Wow, I thought I saw it somewhere. Different kinds of vices. Different kinds of vice, different numbers on them. More to work with. See the way when you look at this one over here? Look, it's like his hand is holding on it. His hand is around it. Okay? His hand is holding on to it, and she's turning and turning and turning and turning and locking it in. He's holding it tight. You have the judgment to open this up by the way you think. So where was I with my book? I have to find We the People. That's what it is. Stay on the right track. The Declaration of Independence. United States Declaration of Independence. Let me read this one. It says images on it. I want to. Okay, this is the best page I can get. This says in congress, to regress, because gress is R-E-S-S, spirit and soul. There is a split burn mark in the J. Why is that? There's a burn mark. I want to show you. There's a burn mark. Right here. You see it? See the J? Forget about the J. It says you, ugly. The J can be actually a G, because it's a 10 and 7. It says you lie for. You are a liar. Look behind it. The comma. You see the comma? That's a 9. That's 49. July 49th. You know what that means? It's almost as if they're telling us that we're actually just living from July 4th to July 9th. July 4th, fourth in line. I'm sorry, sir, but we're closed. We only take the next 3, but you're fourth in line. First, second, and third. Fourth is on the next level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 is on the next level. 9 is on the last level. 4 is on the second level cube. First, and 9 is bottom third row, right? 9 equals 3 and 6 and 4. Fourth level, first one, 4. 4. The D equals 1 and 3 equals 4, and the other one equals 9. The other way to get 4, okay, because it's on the left sign, it's got to be a repeat of itself, because he needs to double up. God needs to make himself in spirit, and then he's got to make himself for all the needs of the earth. So this would be the letter V, which would be 22. Now we looked at that independence, and July, take away the J, it says, you lie. We the people. I have a little bellyache, so I have to take one of these little pills. In Congress, July 4th, 1976, period. Now, why would they actually put a period? This whole thing should have absolutely probably no periods. If it had any periods, it had to have an opening and closing clause. Okay? A declaration, and the whole paper is split. Declaration, it's split right by the A. It looks like more aviation. It looks like to declare. It looks like too clear. It looks like nuclear. A declaration, D-E-C, a dec. Sede, if you read it backwards, to put away. LAR, RAL, R, R8. See you later, Tino. Who is this Tino? Does anybody know the Tino? The notion, the know it. To know it. Listen to this. Read the Declaration backwards. The last letter is N-O-I-T. N and O are the first four numbers on the on pi. You know what pi is? 3.14159265. The next number is the I. And the next number inside pi, let me write this down and show you. 3.1415925 C A N A E I B F E 14 N 15 O 9 I T 20, and then you would have A, N-O-I, this is T, and this would be A, which would be 1, and this would be R, which would be 19. Okay, so listen to this. Pi, I'm going to try and see if you can see what I see, and then I'm going to give it back to you. Pi, 3.14159265, 11, 11, 29, 121. These first numbers. These first numbers say 121, and this one over here says the Mediterranean. 41st marking on the Monopoly board. 6 by 5 is 30, 6 and 5 is 11. 14 and 15 is 29. And 92 is 121 of 5 and 6. Now, 1 and 4, 1 and 4, the letter N. 1 and 5, 1 and 5, the letter O. 9, 9, the letter I. The 20th letter is T, T, number 2. I'm going to show you what I do with this after, because this 2 is automatically a 1, because once you get into the 0, the 0 is now ready to step forward. So he's somewhere. You're on a different level, arriving somewhere. And the next one over here is A. So I would put 1 down here. Now I got to look at this one over here for a second. 3.14 N O I T. This one here has to be, this is 1 and 1, second level A. Okay. 1 and 6 are the same. 1 away. Okay, so this is what it is. Number 6 is the letter F. Okay, whatever it spells, it doesn't matter, because we're working in pi right now. So it's the letter F. But the next letter that we need is A. Now what's the difference between F and A? It's 6 and 5. 6 take away 5 gives it the A. The next letter is R18. Since we took away from 6 the 1 away, the difference is 7. So we go as high as 7. Plus the 11 is 18. The 18th letter is R. R-A-T-I-O-N. The ration. Do you remember where I'm coming from? I'm bringing you that from A to Z, how I'm learning it right now. Whatever I'm doing, I'm learning it in my head right now, and I'm going to have to come back. It also says rat ions. The rats are ion on you. Rat, forget about the I, change the I. It says rat rar, or anyways, I don't want to get into that. What I just showed you right now, okay, are the last words of declaration. Now I'm going to go to the A of declaration. A, L, C, E, D. I don't know. Sounds like the American League Championships to me. A, L, A, C, D, and then the A. Aid clause, agenda clause. So now this is what we've done, okay? We have put down in pi the last one. If you just want to turn it from over here, aviation, rations. These are the last words of declaration. So this part of declaration, if you really want to know, this can automatically see Zion. Z-I-O-N. See? You don't need another letter. You don't need another letter. Do you see the letter? Yeah, it's right here. It's a Z, it's a North Star, and it's an N. Anything that says I-O-N on it now, we all know it says Zion on it. Don't think it's all bad. Don't think it's good at all. Just know it's part of the game and it's one of their words. Once you see the word come up so often, you know it's one of their words already. It's that easy. Anybody can play this game. You can come up to me now and say, "Do you really think so?" Well, let's say I make 10%, 15% mistakes. That's nothing. Let's say I'm wrong. I still had my imagination. Because without my imagination, I wouldn't be able to find what's right. 1 and 1 is not always 2. It's the first and second position. Also at the beginning of this, it says ANAEIBEF 265 is 13, 19.5, 195. In pi, 11, F and E. It means a girl, or it means an angel. Beta, angel, a birth, in the A and E world, which is 15, which is the O letter, the water world. Angel of Christ, it's not the Christ, it's the cross. She's pinned up to the cross, and she's inside, and this is the creation. 3.14159265. The Declaration of Independence, I'm going back to that page. See, I'm working in some of these. So I'm going to go back to the page. Declaration. United States of America, comma, in general, calmly. Listen to this. United States of America, comma, a black comma, okay? Then it says, in General Congress assembled. It was a general. But shouldn't have been public? Not general? Oh my God. Plus they have a stamp on the top left-hand corner. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm going to find out. They started off with V and V, which is the W when it starts. And it says, when. What when? It's now. Not when. I don't even need to read. I just don't like the word choice. Then they put a big I, a column, that's way above the letter N in the word in Congress. Because man's got only a little piece of the cross on his back. The congregation, or the congregation that he will be accompanied with, to teach him and to destroy him upon his own choice. A declaration by the representatives of the United States of America. Can you actually say that? By the representatives of the United States of America? Shouldn't it be by the representatives of the people? This is not a thing to do with the states. This is to do with the thing of the people inside the state. States of America is only a word stating this is your state of your unitedness. Your freedom, unitedness in your state. Make your own laws. But nobody can come from anywhere else and put laws in your state. We're united at heart. But when you're in Congress, and there's a comma beside Congress, and then put July 4th, 1976, period, making its own statement, making more July 4th important than anything else, that if they should miss the National of Independence, and the energy of the matrix will not come in, undeclaring them for how many years? Independence is written all with small letters and one capital. But the word independence, let me bring it back one page here. More or less back to we the people. We, the letter W, is smaller than the letter E. I'm going to explain to you and show you why. I can write this in 2, but it's in the second world. This E cannot be changed. We must make this short. This is the 5 area. Another half of the E will come on this area, and it will be short. It'll end up here. I'll show you. This is what happens. They don't meet, but they meet at the diamond in the center. He plays on his side of the field, he plays on his side of the field. You both get the energies. You both get the energy from up here. You're born, you're put into the world. See, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 windows. And I'm talking about things like New Zealand. I'm not sure how the system works. And it may be only the planetary system that builds us from a spermatozoid within, with the DNA handed over from the God, letting us live into this world under their regime. So when I finish designing this, if you just give me a second, so let me finish designing this. So when you finish designing it, that's what it looks like. You're hung up by the mug and dovey. See these angles over here? This is sigma. This is 36 creation. Plus this is 20 in the center. This diamond is a value of 20. 36 and 20 is 56. Plus what meets in the center. That one dot over here. That's the 5 center hole. So what we have right now, what did I say? We have 20, and 18 is 56, and the center is 5, we have 61, the one spirit of 6. Now, if you look at this corner here, see the corners? Don't they look like letter E's? E's and E's? These are also pharmaceuticals in here. We the people. Why did they have to use that? Couldn't they talk about like which words to use? Like certain words that forever and ever for the existence of mankind, that no man shall ever take out another man's life, forever and ever the statutes should have stayed with no add-ons. All add-ons are default in any court system. Shouldn't that have come in? Even thinking about alienistic ETs from outer space. They've been thinking about ET for thousands of years. Well, you think Moses knew if there was ET? Of course, God's the ET. Extra? Time, heaven, electronic spirit, the angel of the time, the one of the higher up that we never get to see. We the people. If you put it together, it says, hey people, but I take away the T. It says, hey people. I didn't finish the word, but I was deciding whether to put this O, or this O, or this O, or just keep that O. But if I keep that O and we join and we are we the people, then we have to do this to the word. We now have to do this to the word, because there's two stories. C-L-O-L. C-L-O-L-U. C-L-O-U. Wait, it's underneath. It's U-L-O-L. U-Lo-Lo. U-Lo-Lo. 21st letter, 12th letter, 3-3. 15th letter is 6, 3-3-6. Third letter and 6. 3-3-6. 3-6. On the bottom, okay, on the bottom, I'm not going to get to that. All I know is just that whole thing about we the people of the independence. Just if you keep reading it and keep reading it. In Congress, on July 4th, 1976, stop right there, a declaration by the representatives of the United States of America. Hold on a second, tell me more. In General Congress assembled, this is what the note says. That was not said on it. This is what the note states. In General Congress assembled, when the Confederation, it doesn't sound right. It says when in the Church of Human Events, I can't read it. Let me get closer. Jefferson's original rough draft on the Declaration of Independence, written in 1776, including all the changes made later by John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, and the other members of the committee and the Congress. The original rough draft of the Declaration of Independence, one of the milestones. It was an original rough draft. The original rough draft. Like a beer, like suds. That's what they call it. Of the Declaration of... Do you know why they do this? Because in the book of the Matrix, in order for them to cheat, they have to be able to get these new laws in, like new cards in Monopoly. You know what I'm saying? I know it sounds a little stupid, but... And the final text adopted in Congress on the morning of July 4th, 1776, Jefferson himself indicated some of the alterations made by John Adams and Franklin. Late in life, Jefferson endorsed this document, Independence Declaration, of the original rough draft. Fragments of George Washington's personal copy of the Dunlap broadside of the Declaration of Independence, which was ordered to be assembled in New York on July 9th of 1976. Well then, none of this is right. Absolutely, this is all wrong. By the time this thing, we're not supposed to talk about the beginning. We're supposed to talk about the end. And that, my friend, is in 1792. 1792. Actually, it's 1790. 1790 would be 5.5 presidents, 200 years. 40, 80, 120, 160, 200, 0 to 5, and a half, and 2 is right now. Letter of June 24th, 1826, to Jefferson, Rogers, Dwight, declining to attend the celebration of the 50th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence in the District of Columbia. In the Declaration of Independence in the District of Columbia, what are they only talking about, the District of Columbia? That doesn't make any sense again. Considered one of the sublime exaltations, individual and national liberty, Jefferson visions Declaration of Independence and the American nation as signals to a world of blessing of self-government. This was the last written Jefferson, who died 10 days later on July 4th, 1826. Celebration, knock him out as he saw everything that was wrong. This is all wrong. Fragments of the early known draft of the Declaration of Independence written by Thomas Jefferson. So Thomas Jefferson wrote it. Was it just one right? See, I don't know much about this. I haven't been much into this. So I went through some of the letters. Now I'm going to be working on poker. We all saw this over here. We all saw the satellite. This is actually the fleur-de-lis. I just pulled it out. These are the arms. They turn sideways like this. But now it's 2 satellites or 1 ship. Marahaja. What do you think? Who's on which side? Raphael 7286. Just a short thought this afternoon. Thank you.